Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, you heard the lady. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. We are talking 90210 Beverly Hills. I am Mark. With me, as always, is my girlfriend, Carol. How you doing, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
It is January
6th.
6th? Is it the 6th?
It is the 6th.
1995. I almost said 94. 1995. Still getting used to that.
And I've been doing that all week, too.
And we're back here with an episode of the good old 90210. As you know, we're back in season 1, which took place in 1990, so 5 years ago. We are getting caught up on the VHS tapes that I gave to Carol for Christmas last year, I think it was,
for
your
my birthday.
For your birthday last year. And that's right, because we weren't doing this Christmas last year. And so I gave it to her for her birthday, and we're catching up on old 90210 episodes. Every episode we'll do ever, all the time, always.
We're working our way back up.
Working my way back to you, baby.
You know, I gotta say, I was, like, so looking forward to actually, like, watching 90210 again and recording this episode.
Yeah.
Then we watched it.
Yeah, we did.
And it was something else.
It was an episode of 90210.
It was that. I guess it wasn't really something
I mean,
else.
I'll give that to him. It was definitely
kind of like
that.
a steaming pile of dog do, but sure.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it wasn't the best episode I've ever seen in my life.
No. I mean, it wasn't even like Sex or Pizza, where like even when it's bad, it's good. It was pretty bad.
Sex or pizza?
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard that about pizza. You think that that bad sex is good?
It's still sex.
Wow. Well, you have never had truly bad sex then. My friend, I'll tell you, because bad sex is not good.
Well,
Decidedly not good.
I would hope for your sake that I've never had truly bad sex.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyways.
She's implying something. Can you read between the lines? Anyway, go ahead.
So this week's episode, I can't remember what it was called, but
it was called Bullshit. And no, a star is corn.
Yeah, that works. It's like they're trying to act like it's the fairy tale Hollywood thing where you just get discovered, which doesn't really happen.
I think Hedy Lamarr got discovered in a malt shop or something like that in 1938. And ever since then, everyone's like, oh, you can get discovered.
Who's Hedy Lamarr?
Some actress from a long time ago.
Okay. I mean, you know, it's just like how they have those, like, modeling, like, things where
kiosks in the mall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, my friend and I went to one of those once.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What'd they say?
I feel like I already told you about this.
Maybe. Probably not on the show, but...
Well, it was kind of, I mean, like, they said I should come back in a year when I got my braces off. That's what they said.
Interesting. That sounds like it almost might be legit then. Because if they were scamming you, wouldn't they just be like, give us, $100 and we'll take your picture?
Yeah, true. They didn't tell my friend that.
What'd they tell her?
No, thank you.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, it wasn't a scam. Because the scams, they're not turning people down.
This wasn't a scam either.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying the show wasn't a scam either.
No, yeah, it wasn't a scam. But there are scammers in the mall. Like, that's something different.
Right. Yeah, I guess that is something different. But I mean, it's like, people always have this idea that you're going to like go to the mall and get discovered or whatever.
Right, like Tiffany.
Right. That does not happen.
I think we're alone now. This show is just an excuse for me to sing.
Apparently.
That's what it's becoming.
Maybe we should just, make a demo tape for you and work on that.
Right, yeah. Yeah, we can do that. I could write my own song.
You could. You have.
Yeah, but I mean, I could write a better song.
But so in this episode, it starts with Brandon at the skate park in his rollerblades.
Yeah. You know the hardest thing about rollerblading? Telling your dad you're gay.
Seriously?
That's the only thing I could think of watching Brandon rollerblade.
Lots of boys rollerblade, and it does not mean that they are gay. And even if they are, there's nothing wrong with that.
I didn't say there's anything wrong. It's a joke. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
What, your jokes? There kind of is.
Oh, wow. Bang, bang. Shots fired.
So he's rollerblading at the same time as they're shooting a episode of his show.
Yeah, so this guy goes up and steals a purse from a family, and while he's in the park still, he starts looking through it, and she comes up and confronts him. The woman comes up and confronts him, and while they're doing it, I'm like, this is horrible acting.
Right?
Like, this seems like they're pretending to be on a show, and then lo and behold, they were.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like bad after-school special acting, but worse.
Yeah, but it's for a show called Keeping It Together.
I really want to know the premise of this show.
She's an orphan, apparently. She was an orphan, and then she got adopted at some point during the run of the show by, I couldn't hear who. It sounded like some rich dude.
Yeah, I don't know, but
it's Annie, basically.
It's been going on since they were 10. So, I mean, that means this is in like 6th season or something.
It reminds me of like Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
But like edgier.
Yeah, I can see that. So, yeah, corny show. We discover it's actually a show being filmed. They tried to, pass off as though it was really happening. And then they're talking about how they need the lead actor to, do some line or something. And he's not there. Or maybe it wasn't the lead. No, it was just who? What?
Just some dude. Yeah. It was some day player. Somebody that got hired to say 2 lines on a show for a day, which happens. And he's supposed to be some surfer guy. And the director's like, first of all, where's the showrunner? Like, I mean, that guy's like, he's acting like the director. He's calling action. He's calling cut. But where's the showrunner, which would be the producer that runs the actual show? Because on movies, sure, the director is in charge of everything. On a television show, the producer is in charge of everything. That's the head honcho on a TV show. So, where are they? Where's the producer that's supposed to be running everything?
I don't know.
Not in evidence. But the director says, oh, anybody could do this.
Yeah.
Any human being could do this. Basically, which is hilarious, because this is a scene being acted out by all actors that are actually working actors. Like Jason Priestley and this guy that's playing the director is also a working actor, and everyone literally in this show is a working actor. And their attitude is, anyone can do this crap.
Well, it's only 2 lines.
Still.
And they're bad lines.
Oh, yeah. Very bad lines.
Was it looking good, babe?
Looking real good. Something like that. Yeah.
So they see Brandon.
It's the kind of line that Huey Lewis would say as a cameo in a movie.
Right. So they see Brandon and ask him if he wants to be on the show for the day. Mm-hmm. And he agrees, like, whatever, I have nothing better to do kind of attitude.
And I'm, like, a dork about movies and stuff like that. So I was, like... I'm, like, flipping out at this point where they're like, oh, just get that guy. And I'm like, this is not a union project? Like, he doesn't need to be in SAG? Like, they're just going to allow this? This is total bullshit.
He literally paused it to rant about this.
And then the production assistant comes over and says, hey, are you in SAG? And I was like, okay, well, at least they addressed it. Because they signed him up for SAG right away. Can he use his own? Is there another Brandon Walsh in SAG? That's what I want to know. Did he have to do a stage name? You have to be like Brandon L. Walsh or something like that.
We'll never know.
Because like Michael J. Fox, that's why Michael J. Fox is Michael J. Fox, because there was already a Michael Fox and a Mike Fox. And for whatever, I don't know why it's so weird. You can't have more than one of the same name in SAG.
Yeah.
So if you don't have, so if you have, like, my name is super common, and I'm sure there's another one of, Mark Blank in SAG. So if I don't want to be an actor, but if I ever wanted to be in a production or something like that, I wouldn't be able to use my name.
Right.
I think it's divided by categories, though. Like, I think there could be more, like, I think if there was a Mike Fox that was an actor, I think there can also be a Mike Fox that's in, well, no, I guess, no, they're different unions. So, yeah, Screen Actors Guild, that's just for screen actors.
Right.
Because, like, I was thinking Directors Guild, that's where the directors would be. And then the other technical people, like grips and production assistants and stuff like that, I think they have other technical unions that they belong to.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a weird rule.
So, Brandon gets signed up for SAG.
We don't see it. I would have liked it better if the episode was just the minutia of the paperwork.
Yeah, so basically you want a documentary about the Screen Actors Guild.
Yes.
But instead we got an episode of 90210.
I know, unfortunately, yes.
And I think it's odd too because again, these are like he's a minor, right? And I'm sure he had to like sign like legal papers.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, but yeah.
So it seems odd that he could do that without his parents.
Well, he must be 16 or older though, right?
Yeah, they're 16.
So I think, but yeah, he'd still be restricted. I think they restrict the hours still because he's not 18.
So he goes into the makeup trailer and asks a girl that's, chilling in there reading a magazine about, whether or not she can do his makeup. And she says, sure.
Well, she just says, is this the makeup trailer? And she says, that's what they tell me. And he says, I need to be more whatever, tan or whatever.
Yeah. And then he says, what do you think? Can you do something with this mug? And she says, sure.
She does.
So
You're right.
She does his makeup. And then we find out that she is the star of the show.
Yeah, he basically talks about how horrible the show is.
Yeah.
And everything, which is funny. And it could almost be talking about their own show, honestly. But yeah, he's like, oh yeah, this show's awful. It's terrible. I hate it and whatever. He's like, I used to watch it when I was a kid, but not anymore because it's gone super downhill. The only good thing about it is the star of the show. Hey, did anyone ever tell you kind of look like her? And she's like, yeah, all the time. Because I am her, you fucking moron.
So he does well. And
I guess. He's a natural.
She likes him. And they're all flirty and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so she wants to have him back again.
Oh, yes.
And they call him at home that evening to see if he wants to come back because they have a part for him because they're writing out the main guy.
Well, the main guy's having a dispute with producers.
Yeah.
He's wants more money or something.
Something. And so he agrees. And so then at school, it's kind of insane. Like, everybody is making this big deal. And his sister is so jealous.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because she wants to be an actress. This is her dream happening to him.
Which we know because we've seen the current seasons of the show.
Yeah, she does, get involved in a play and everything.
Yeah, and everyone thinks she fucks that one director.
Right. So, I mean, at least, we know she continues to pursue her dreams, but... And, throughout this episode, she's saving up for acting lessons and stuff, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the phone rings, and they want him to come back, and she's super jealous, and then at school, David Silver, the DJ, who is so inappropriate. I still don't understand how they let him have this show.
Okay.
Well, because he says inappropriate things all the time.
Okay.
And, so he was acting like he's going to interview Brandon. Brandon's like, dude, calm down. Not there yet. And so he just announces to the entire school how he was on the show and everything. So it's embarrassing and giving him attention that he doesn't necessarily want. And...
Like Howard Stern.
What do you mean?
He's so controversial.
Right. And then, like, girls are following him around.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I wouldn't... If I wasn't interested in a guy, I wouldn't follow him around.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't follow him around even if I was interested in him, but I'm just saying, like, they're acting like he is a star.
Well, they obviously are interested in him. It's West Beverly High. They're fame whores.
I guess. And then the weirdest part.
Bunch of gold digging whores coming after Brandon. That's
wow,
what it is.
Those are some words.
I'm just saying. I want to slap you in the face so
Why?
badly.
Why?
Because you're like falling asleep.
No, I'm not.
Okay, well you're.
I shut my eyes.
Your eyes are,
I shut my eyes to help me focus.
Okay.
I was talking. How could I?
You're
be talking?
imagining the show. When
Maybe.
you close your eyes.
Maybe.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm remembering.
What are you focusing on?
Oh
then?
my god! Why are you giving me a hard time?
Were you gonna say haranguing you?
No.
Oh, it sounded like
I was gonna say harassing me.
Oh, haranguing would have been better. That sound is what I live for.
I'm gonna slap you in the face.
All right. I'm ready. I'm here.
Somebody walks up to him while he's outside and says,
Who?
I don't know, some chick.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I don't know. Or
no, it was Steve's friend, or what's his name? The DJ's friend. The little blonde kid.
The blonde chick.
What the hell is his name? I'll never remember.
You'll get written off the show in a few episodes.
Right. So he comes up to me, he's like, hey, Brandon, your limo's here. So the star of the show came and picked him up in a limo.
Yeah.
For their episode.
She really wants him.
And then, and I'm sure this has got to be at least her hand in this a little bit, their entire scene is just them kissing.
Yeah.
And they have to keep doing takes over and over and over.
Oh, I was hoping I'd find you here.
Does he even have any lines, or they just kiss?
No, he has no lines. Not in that scene.
That's so weird.
Supposedly he has lines in other scenes that we never see.
Right.
I feel like maybe it's supposed to be that the show is terrible, because the show they're making looks like it's terrible.
Yeah.
Brenda also, like you said, how you said she was jealous and everything. She's talking to Kelly and Donna, and she says, "Oh, I'm the one that's the talented one in the family." And she's like, I even thought about being a stand-up comedian. First of all, not the same as acting in any way. And second of all, they're like, oh, Kelly says, I could never do that because it's like, it's very much you on the stage and everything. And Kelly says, oh, you just hide behind, not Kelly. Brenda says you just hide behind a character or whatever. You don't be you. And then she starts doing these voices. Stupidest voices.
Yeah, it was not good.
And she's totally wrong. That is not what stand-up comedy is about at all. Stand-up comedy is very much you and your persona and how you look at the world. And you're giving that out or like that's what is informing comedy. That's what makes different comics unique because it's their own personality. What she's talking about is not, it's like vaudeville maybe, but that's
or
not
improv.
Yeah, but that's not stand-up comedy. So and none of the things she's doing are jokes. She's literally just saying, hey girls, I'm sick of sitting around here with you guys or whatever, and she's just doing it in voices.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, it was not great. So, and Brandon, to rub salt in her wounds, asks her to fill in for him at the Peach Pit.
Yes.
Because he doesn't want to lose his job.
Right. He wants someone to hold the job that he knows will give the job back.
Yeah.
Because he thinks he's going to be on this set for like a day or two.
Which, it seems weird. Like, if it's just a day or two, like...
Can you just talk to Nat and be like, hey...
I need a couple days off.
Right.
He doesn't work every day.
Yeah, what a fucking slave driver Nat is.
Right? I don't know. I I knew a waitress who was going, like, this waitress was going on vacation.
Okay.
And they offered one of the
Closeted gay busboys.
one of the customers
Oh, okay.
her job temporarily while she was
What?
going to be on vacation.
Just randomly? Just walked up to a random customer?
A regular customer.
Oh, okay.
And,
hey, you come in here a lot.
Yeah.
Want to hold a tray? What the fuck? That's as bad as Brandon. You need to know what you're doing to be a waitress.
Right? So yeah, so for like a week, they had this person just working for cash.
Who was it?
Friend of mine.
Wow. Just working for cash, huh?
Yep,
You sure it wasn't you and you just don't want to get in trouble?
It was me.
Well, why did you say it then?
Because I don't, people know where we hang out. I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
So, for 2 weeks you worked for cash.
1 week.
For 1 week you
Here's what happened, okay? They actually freaking manipulated and lied to me, okay? Because they offered me this job for 5 days. And I said, no, I want the job, but I actually want a job. I don't just want a job for a week.
Okay.
And so then he said, okay, well, we'll try out.
We'll try out for 5 days.
Exactly what
and then
happened.
fire you.
Exactly what happened. She came back and was like, okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Oh my god.
I was so pissed.
Oh, that's hilarious though. We'll try you out. Oh my gosh. So, had you waitressed before?
Yeah.
Okay. So you had experience.
A little. A very little. And it wasn't good.
Okay. All right. So, Brandon tells Brenda be a waitress.
Yeah.
And she's terrible at it.
Well, she doesn't want to do it, too. She's trying to tell him, no, he's like, oh, it's not a hard job. And she's like, yeah, that's why you always come home tired and smelly. Mm-hmm. It is a hard job. It's a very hard job.
Yes, it is.
So he trades her. He gives her the top 2 drawers in the bathroom.
The bathroom they share,
and his favorite green shirt.
Yeah, for St. Patrick's Day, I guess.
Seems so stupid. It looks really good on both of them, though, weirdly. They both wear it in the episode.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I mean, it does. It is a nice shirt. It looks like it's silk.
I guess. It's a nice green shirt.
But, yeah, so she agrees for that. Like, it would have to be so much more than that to get me to do it.
Really?
Yeah, like cash.
Well, she's getting paid from the job.
Well, that first day, she barely does, I'm sure, because she's terrible. She is a terrible waitress, like you said.
Yeah, she spills soup all over a guy. She knifes another guy.
She knifes a guy.
Yeah.
Did I fall asleep and
right
miss
in
something?
the chest?
You're so weird.
She murders a man.
No, but
and Nate's like, do better.
Right? That soup was not hot, though.
It couldn't have been.
His reaction did not seem like it was hot.
He looked annoyed.
Right. Yeah, like...
Not scalded.
I think that was really poor acting on his part.
Probably. They probably found him playing rollerblade hockey.
Right?
Outside the set. They're like, hey, you want to be a waiter? Or you want to be a customer in this thing? All you got to do is react to this fucking insane woman in front of you.
You know what I think is really weird, though? That same guy is there the next day.
Yeah, he's a regular.
I wouldn't come back if that same waitress who spilled soup on me was still there.
Maybe their pie is really good.
Maybe. I want pie.
What would you get at the Peach Pit?
Peach pie.
Peach pie.
Peach pie.
Peach cobbler?
Peach pie.
Peach pie. Peach pie.
Well, it's called the Peach Pit, so you have to assume, and it's in California, right? And so, like, don't they have, like, peaches there? Like,
they're not known for peaches.
No?
No, I mean, I'm sure they grow peaches in California because they grow basically everything in California except for like corn and shit. But I wouldn't say California's known for their peaches. Avocados, oranges, lemons, tangerines, mangoes.
Okay, maybe
coconuts.
Maybe lemon meringue pie.
Georgia. They're known for their peaches.
Okay, well, move the peach pit to Georgia.
Georgia.
And I'll get some peach pie.
Peach pie.
What would you
peach
get?
Cobbler. Man, cobbler.
But they never say they have cobbler. They
I'd
only
get that
have
soup.
pie.
I'd get that soup because I don't like hot soup.
That pie or that soup looked terrible too.
No, I'd probably get meatloaf
And mashed potatoes.
Yeah,
Like that meat and potatoes guy at the counter.
yeah,
Yeah.
the one they found playing hockey. And then I'd probably get peach pie. I'd get peach cobbler
No, I know you wouldn't get peach pie, and do you know how I know you wouldn't get peach pie?
because I'd get peach cobbler.
Because when you invited me to your family reunion and I brought a peach pie, it was the only pie that no one cut into.
True. We're not peach fans. It's not our fault, though. My grandfather was killed by getting run over by a peach truck.
Was he?
So we don't. Well, what happened was he got hit by the peach truck, and he got hit, and he sort of skittered off to the side, and one of the peach crates fell off the truck because it had jostled, and that crate hit him in the head, and that's ultimately what killed him.
Wow.
And then a peach lodged in his mouth.
Wow.
And his ass.
I don't know.
I don't know why no one ate your peach pie. Okay, I'm sorry.
I just don't know what to do with this. Like, you've got a man on the side of the road with like peaches stuck in body crevices. It's not good.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
We're
Brenda.
going to Georgia. We're going through Georgia.
Uh-huh.
Soon.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
No, I don't need to talk about it. We're going on a trip, okay? We are young people.
We're going on a road trip.
In love, and we're going on a trip, okay? So you don't need to know about it. It's later, but we're going to be through Georgia. When we're in Georgia, you can get peach pie.
Cool. Now, Brenda has this really terrible
Who?
night. Oh my God, I will smack you. She ends up looking like she's going to cry.
Yeah, like you right now.
A little bit. But yeah, she's like cleaning up a mess. The bag breaks, and I thought she was going to walk out.
Oh, yeah, so did I. I thought she was going to take that piece of broken soup bowl and just slash her wrists right there.
It's not funny, but it so is. So instead,
Long ways, Brenda.
she decides to play a character like she was telling her friends about doing.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have a serious problem with this, by the way.
Well, I will say this is not stand-up comedy.
Uh-huh.
What she's doing, clearly. But this is more in line with what she was talking about. They just should have used a better example in stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
But tell me why you have a problem with Laverne.
Because, okay, she comes in and she's dressed like a 50s style waitress.
Yeah.
And she's doing an accent. Like I
she's
can't
from
do
New
it.
York.
Yeah, but she's doing an accent. Like,
Where you been all my life?
She sounds like Betty Boop.
A little.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, she is a fantastic waitress.
All she needed was the confidence.
It's bullcrap. If you're a bad waitress, you're a bad waitress. And pretending to be a good waitress does not make you a good waitress.
I think what it did was distract everyone from the fact that it's still taking her forever to get their food. Like, I think that's what it's supposed to be. I don't think, like, because we never see her do waitressy things. Although, it is weird because, like, at one point, she's like, oh, he wants, like, and she's doing all the slang words, like, I can't do it, but it's like, he wants a cup of joe with the red eye and the, whatever, like, the things they say, like, bumps on a log and,
Right. Yeah.
that stupid stuff that they say in, like, short order things where it's like, the cooks and everything understand what you're talking about when you could just say, how about a hamburger well done?
Right.
But anyway, she's doing all that stuff. So like, when did she learn that? Did she also like when she was preparing her character, did she also read a textbook on how to be a waitress?
She didn't learn it. That's the thing. That's another thing I have a problem with, because they don't know what she's saying. When she first does it, Nat's like, what? And then she tells it. Meatloaf and potatoes or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, she continues to do it, and it's like, I think they're just having to, like, guess.
All right. It's really weird. But she does a sing-along with her and Kelly and Donna to It's My Party and You Cry If You Want To. Brenda Lee's hit from, like, 1964. And they're lip-syncing it. They're not actually singing it.
Yeah.
They're doing a dance to it. They're kind of acting it out. And we get to see the whole song.
Yes.
It's like, we get it. You know, at one point, it's like, yeah, we understand what's going on.
Well, I mean, I think that's for, like, the Brenda fans, you know. That's some fan service right there. Like, people want to see her. I don't know.
I guess.
Like, Brandon making out for, like, 5 minutes. Brenda gets to
Is that
sing
for the
like
Brandon fans?
Yeah.
All right. So that's weird. If you have a crush on Brandon, you want to see him kiss another girl. It's kind of weird.
I mean, I would imagine that they're imagining that he's kissing them. It's kind of like porn.
Sure. It's very much like pornography, sure.
Anyway, it turns okay. So this actress girl that Brandon has made out with all day,
Annie,
is going to take him to a party.
She even has curly red hair. It's
does.
fucking Annie.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a little orphan Annie gritty. That's what it is. Gritty orphan Annie.
Yeah. So she shows up and she's rude as heck to his sister.
Oh yeah, yeah, because she's like, Brenda's like, I played Juliet in Romeo and Juliet, and she says, oh, in summer stock? Like, you know, she wasn't in fucking summer stock. Why are you asking that question like an asshole? And she says, no, in the 7th grade or whatever, and she's like, oh, you know, I was only 12. You know, people aren't doing summer stock when they're 12. And she's like, oh, well, when I was 12, I had already done my second cover of TV Guide and won my first Golden Globe. So she's a Golden Globe winning actress on a fucking terrible TV show.
It's a bullcrap.
Yeah. I don't know what she won a Golden Globe for best actress in a comedy / shitty teen show.
Right. Yeah, she's not a good person. So this is the first indication that we have that all her smiley, sunshine, bubbliness is kind of bullcrap.
Mm-hmm.
Then she takes Brandon to this party place where it is a party place.
It's the party place.
It's like a club.
Brandon, take me to the party place.
It's like a club.
Yeah, it is like a club.
And she knows, like, everybody there. And one of the girls is like, oh, is this the flavor of the week?
Right.
Which, you know, Brandon's like, what's going on there? And she's trying to act like, oh, she's just, you know, whatever. But it's true. And she sees the co-star that's being written out of the show.
There's a song I could write. He's just a flavor of the week.
Yeah, that would be a terrible song. I don't know.
What?
Flavor of the week song. How about flavors of ice cream song?
Oh, I like it. He don't know. She don't want him. Ever.
Okay. I know you want to make a demo album, but this isn't it.
Okay. Continue with your face.
The co-star from this show that is like fighting with producers or whatever walks in.
Oh,
She
yeah,
sees
Natty
him.
Bumpo comes in, and he's fucking, Sean, I think his name is.
Yeah, when she sees him, she starts making out with Brandon. And it becomes obvious.
It's so weird, because she's kissing Brandon, And then, like, she's staring right at this guy, and she looks like a succubus or something.
Yeah, she does look really evil.
Because she's just... and she's just fucking
Oh my
eyeing
god!
this guy.
I wish you guys could see his face. The face you just made was amazing.
It's theater of the mind, everyone.
Anyway. So Brandon's definitely getting played.
Mm-hmm.
And then... And then poor Brandon discovers that he is being played.
Because his scene gets cut.
Yeah.
He's got some scene with her, and he's like, oh, they cut the scene. What's going on? And she's like, oh, they're rewriting the whole script. Don't worry about it, because, you know, it happens all the time. And, which it doesn't. And then Sean comes up, and he's like, hey, I thought this guy was gone. And she was like, oh, yeah, he came to terms with what she said. He came to terms with producers, said he missed me, and then she just kind of shrugs. She's like, nah, and then walks out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then poor Brandon, oh my lord, has the worst day because they decide to cut the Sean's character into his kissing scene.
Yeah, they cut out his whole part.
Well, that's later. And he just has to do a bunch of takes of this guy dumping water in his face.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right, for nothing.
Yeah.
By the way.
Because they do cut it out. They do. They cut the whole thing out.
He comes in and and by the way, he shows he's not a professional actor because he gets totally out of the scene. I mean, it's subtle. Actually, this is the one thing I think was good about it. They don't go over the top where he's like, oh, you know, or whatever. It's just like, it's clear he's like not in the scene. It's actually very good subtle acting from Jason Priestley. But the guy throws water in his face and he just kind of like, he's taken aback. He just kind of sits there. There's a beat. Obviously, it's clear someone's supposed to be saying something. And then they call cut and he's like, hey, you know, what's going on? He's like, well, there wasn't water in there in rehearsal. And just like, because he's like, you got thrown off. You came out of it. And he's like, well, you know, the water. And he's like, yeah, well, fucking get it together, buddy. You know?
Right. Yeah, you know, one of my acting teachers said that, you know, you should never do stuff like that. You should always rehearse the way things are going to be.
Well, they should have done at least one rehearsal where there was actual water.
Right, because of course somebody's going to get taken out of the scene like that.
Although, honestly, there's something to be said, too, about a genuine reaction.
That's true.
From that. But you have to be a strong actor where you can stay in the character. You can genuinely react, but also stay in the character. There's actually a really interesting story about the movie Alien. So when the first time the alien pops out of John Hurt's chest, where it's like, right? Now, the urban legend is that they didn't know it was going to happen, that the alien was actually going to come out, which is not true. I mean, they had somebody underneath the table and stuff with the fucking puppet and everything, so they knew it was going to happen. But what they didn't know was how much like blood and like how gory it was going to be.
Right.
They Ridley Scott purposely didn't tell them. And the one girl who's the actress, I cannot remember her name, Catherine something, I think. Maybe Brewster, something like that.
I have no idea.
But she got a bunch of the fake blood, like just sprayed all over her, and she's like, like you know what happens? And they got it, and that's like her genuine reaction because she had no idea that it was gonna really be like that.
Right.
And that's the take, at least of her, because it's all, you know, it's segmented, so she shot it a few times for coverage and everything.
Right.
But the take of her, that's what they use, and that's one of the more, besides it actually bursting out, that's one of the more iconic moments is her, you know, like visceral reaction to it. So there's something to be said about that too, but you have to be like her, you have to be a really strong actor that can still stay in character.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, and yeah, they're really mean to Brandon too because he's not an actor.
Right.
They picked him up in a park. It's like, did you forget this? And
by the way, this all takes place during a week.
Yeah. And they're like, we just need 10 minutes of usable film. Like, oh my god, it was bad. And
yeah, the Sean guy's like, you're not a fucking actor, man. I paid my, he's like, yeah, I'm not an actor. What do you want me to
exactly
do?
right. Oh, poor Brandon.
Yeah.
So, Brenda entertains the crowd and Brandon gets his little heart broken. And then they're having a viewing party for this episode that he's supposed to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And, his parents even got, a cake that says, "Congratulations, Brandon."
Right.
And everybody's there, and then the scene happens, and instead of her kissing Brandon, she's kissing Sean.
Yeah, they cut Brandon out completely, and Sean's there and wearing the same shirt, insult to injury.
Right. Yeah, so how embarrassing.
So he had to sit through it without him being in it.
Yep. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and that was everyone left. And, Brenda was like, "Hey, you can have your job back." And she was like, "No, keep it."
And she's like, "No, I really don't want it."
Right. I don't want to be Laverne anymore.
I mean, the Laverne thing was smart, I guess, but again, I still think it's kind of bullshit.
It was
I think she would
It was really bad, though.
Yeah, I think she would still be a bad waitress.
I'll tell you what, Shannon Doherty should not ever do comedy. Or a comedy movie.
Yeah.
She cannot do comedy. Not good.
Yeah, it was not great.
But yeah, that's it. I mean, that's basically the show.
So we know the show gets better, at least for season 5.
Yeah.
And I'm hopeful that
Fingers crossed.
Next week's episode will be good again.
Yep.
So
let's get back to, Beverly Hills 90210 being great again.
Yes.
Anyway, so that is our episode for the week. Carol, take us home.
So if you want to, tell us your thoughts about 90210 or, any of the many, things that go on in the world,
tell us.
Go ahead and write us at latefee1994 at AOL.com.
It's out of date already, though.
Right? Oh, well. But
it's
it's our anniversary. We'll always know how old our show is.
Oh, yeah.
And, you can just stop by our lockers.
25,000 years into the future. Well, no. Yeah, you can stop by the lockers, do all that stuff. Tell us and give us money and
tell your friends.
And leave, if you want to tell us, if you want to review our show, there's a bulletin system, over by, the bulletin board that's got the apple on it. So right by the apple, you can review the show, and, we'll pick up that paper. We'll look at it. We might read it out on the show. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that helps out a lot.
So, yeah, let us know.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.